On this episode of Inbox, we'll show you how to transform your life with the ancient art of Feng Shui. Then, we'll show you a movement that takes your trash and turns it into original art that can sell for thousands. Finally, we'll bring you into the ever-growing trend of body art. All this on this episode of Inbox. Years ago, Kevin Scott admits his life was a mess. He had lost his job, his girlfriend too. Personally, he admits he was 14 pounds overweight. His was not a pretty picture. He wanted to make changes to his life, but didn't know what, how, or even where to begin. At the party, he met a guy with an answer, Feng Shui, and that began a remarkable transformation. Today, Kevin's life is balanced because he made changes to his home. Feng Shui has changed his fortune.
Talked about enhancing your health, your wealth, your relationships, and it's always touching around the things that you deal with every day, which is stuff in your home, and that's stuff that you look and touch every single day. So it always intrigued me.
Changes begin right at his front door.
So we painted it red, and we also painted our doors red because that color is a sign of wealth and a sign of warm energy.
Feng Shui uses the bagua, an adjustment tool that maps a home's natural energy.
From there, you start to map out 8 sections of your home. And based on the section, that will drive what color and what placement of an object is going to go there. So I needed to have warm colors in here, needed to be open, so that's why we picked a red in the background. So we started with that.
It didn't stop there.
We repainted every single room. There's new furniture in every single room.
Kevin even made changes to his kitchen.
It feels cold, even when you cook or you have somebody else in the kitchen with you. It just feels drab and draining, and I just hated being in here.
Thanks to Feng Shui, Kevin noticed his life was changing for the better.
I had no job, and then I found a job, and I don't have any more health concerns. I kind of brought those back in, and all these things hit within 3 to 4 months after making the shift.
It's not about magic, but the physical reaction between you and nature. Feng is wind, Shui is water. An old Asian Chinese belief says that wind blows energy away, but water brings it back. The Ming Dynasty followed Feng Shui principles to build the Forbidden City in Beijing. The landscape draws on natural elements. The long life mountain behind it is like a wall to keep the energy in. They also dug a river around it that brings new energy in. Susan Levitt, a Feng Shui expert, believes Feng Shui is everywhere.
I've hung that big crystal because it disperses energy. Outside, wow. It's a pretty busy street.
And here is so beautiful.
Isn't that nice? Isn't that fun? Anywhere you can create beauty with these rainbows of light.
Energy exists inside and outside of the house. It can even be found in a park.
Feng Shui, creating a balanced, harmonious environment, and everyone can do this.
Salvatore Manzi has taught Feng Shui for 15 years.
Feng Shui does change your life because Feng Shui enables you to look at how is your space reflecting who you are and who you want to be.
Sharon Chen hopes Feng Shui will change her life.
So I'm looking forward that maybe he will give me some other good advice to increase my fortune or luck.
Hi, Sharon. Manzi has a few suggestions. First of all, clean the clutter.
What we'd like to see is we have a collection of magazines cluttering in the prosperity area. So we're going to take those magazines out of there to increase the flow.
The location of your desk is important too.
We're going to move it into the center where it's more centered on the window. What your view is when you're working really affects your work. So having a view of the entire opening will give her a broader perspective and ability to expand her work. Secondly, we're going to switch the dresser and the table. What we have now is having the dresser right next to the bed. It's a little too high for the bed, so it's cutting into her while she sleeps. Also, having such a small table at the entryway hits the knees.
And you can't just hang art anywhere.
We've got 2 wonderful photos of dogs that we're going to move from this wall to above the bed, and that way represent her being in a playful and loyal relationship.
Before I bought this, I just think they are cute. I never think about it, well, that can also represent the love and couple things, so interesting.
When we come back from the break, we'll show you how Sharon's apartment has been remarkably transformed. So Feng Shui has changed Calvin's life. Salvatore gives Sharon a few pointers. And now we get to take a look at Sharon's new apartment. Okay, here is Sharon's new room.
Oh.
What do you think about it?
What an amazing improvement. There's so much more space. There's so much more flow. The room feels lighter.
I clean up the things underneath my bed, and then I get rid of my collections of my magazine, and I bought a new lamp.
Also created balance with your bed, having the 2 side tables, and I especially love that you put the 2 teacups there that represents.
I love that.
Yeah, this really intimate experience. Sharon's place has transformed. It's become a space that is more able to breathe, more able to flow. It's nourishing the soul greater and has a lot less of the baggage and more nourishing chi. So overall, just a wonderful room.
Sharon likes the way it looks already, and she's optimistic about what Feng Shui can do for her.
Maybe I can find a good boyfriend and a better career, and then, yeah, something good in my future.
Sharon is satisfied with the changes. If you want to start yours, we have 3 basic Feng Shui tips for you.
So, first Feng Shui tip is if you're looking to create a partnership or relationship, everything in your bedroom needs to be in pairs. If you don't want any more one-night stands, you need more than one nightstand. Feng Shui tip number 2, if you're looking to increase your finances, go to your stove, make sure that it is clean, and utilize all 4 burners. Using one tells the universe you only want money from one source. If you're looking for a Feng Shui tip to increase your career, go to your front door. Everything about your front door impacts your career. Make sure the doorbell works, you have a welcome mat, and you have your address visible.
Follow these Feng Shui tips. Don't miss any chance to make your life better. Mona, do you know there's a new worldwide trend in arts and it may surprise you?
Yes, it's using trash and recycled goods to create everything from high-priced fashion to sculptures showcased in galleries. One person's trash, maybe another person's treasure. Some local artists found exciting materials from the ecology transfer station and stores like scrap. Designer Tuan Chuan is recycling cheap fabrics to create one-of-a-kind dresses.
It depends on, I don't really like to talk about price that much, but usually a dress like this would cost 5,000.
5,000. So why are these pieces so expensive?
You look at my work, do you see that look like garbage? No. I can take things and create things that people don't really see as garbage anymore.
When we visited Tuan's house, we noted he has a full collection of wire sculptures.
One day I was working at the place where they pulling down the building, and I saw the construction people pull out the telephone wire. I realized that how beautiful that is in the telephone wire. They come in 25 different pair of color, and I see the beautiful color of it. I thought collecting it, and I began to analyze how I could create something out of it.
His telephone wire dress even made it to the Melange fashion show this year. here in San Francisco. The show presented a mix of colorful designs in its mission to celebrate diversity. Feng was given the award. It's for leadership and achievement. Fashion is not only his passion. He also uses thread, CDs, and ping pong balls to create a variety of media and pieces of art.
There's a lot of white crayon around. People throw it out, so I peel up everything. I wrap it with thread, and I make this like a music note, up down. So that's where this piece come from.
This is how Chuan finds his materials.
Scrap is a store that sell, thing that the company donate to scrap here, and they sell mostly to artists, teacher, and students, so they can use it to do their artwork or
You can find everything here.
material, foam, and tube, matting for painting and all that, painting material. I give it a second life. For you, this is just look like a fabric, right? But when I put it together, I weave it together, it becomes a complete different look.
Some people say Recology as the San Francisco garbage man. But to local artists, Recology provides unique education program, access to discarded materials, and even a large studio space where they can have their art. Julia Goodman, a resident artist at Recology, is excited to experiment with new materials that she found at the recycling center.
I was definitely concerned about the amount of waste that can be made in an artist studio. And I really wanted to experimenting, knowing financially the cost is low, but also the impact on the environment is low.
Although creating beautiful art from recycled materials is her passion, it's difficult for her to make a living selling recycled art pieces.
I have other jobs too. I have sold some work, not that much. Some of my friends can afford to buy, but honestly, it's not an issue right now. People are not beating down my door.
These artists don't create recycled art for the money. They want to raise people's awareness of protecting the environment. San Francisco Arts Commission manager Emily Duke said one of her favorite recycled artists, Vicky Muniz, created a huge mural called Wasteland in Brazil.
They made a film about it where entire groups of people in South America make their living scavenging trash. So he worked with these people and made huge murals of each of their faces as a way to bring attention to what these communities are doing and how they live, but also created something really, really beautiful.
No matter where you come from and the year you were born, reused materials have ever stopped artist's creation.
Using recycled materials has been a part of the art world for a long time, whether it's the Dutch oil painters in the 18th century reusing their canvases to, the collage work of Picasso and Jasper Johns, in the 50s and 60s, to really what's happening now. I don't think using recycled materials or reusing materials will ever stop being a part of art making and the creative process.
So next time, wait before you toss something to the trash. Perhaps you could use it to make your own masterpiece without spending a penny.
Tattoos have been illustrations of modern-day social branding. More and more people want to express themselves with body art.
the definition of what a tattoo is personal expression.
Kind of like you're helping people translate their ideas into what they want.
It's a way for two people to come together and create something amazing.
Tattoos are as old as civilization. Ancient people tattooed themselves by hand with sharp tools. The first American professional tattoo lady, Laura Hilbert, was covered by 365 tattoos. She got a tattoo every day for a year.
This art has been around for thousands of years, and the artists today are very creative.
I'm starting a new trend, I think, which is to apply fine arts to tattooing. I like to do pointillism and etching. Etching would be more like stamp, like a print, an old way of representing something.
And the way he represents something is not about material or color, but with needles.
There's 5 needles grouped into a point, and that's for a liner. And then you have mags. So you have a point versus a flat. The flat one is almost like a brush. I don't use mags. In my case, I use only a liner. So what I do is just do many lines of different colors, or maybe one color.
But cutting the skin and painting it with ink also carries a health risk.
We have the risk of it damaging the skin, because you never know, and there's a lot of diseases, and there's a lot of things that can go wrong. It's like surgery.
It's an open wound, so you would have to make sure it's clean, dry. The most important part is when you walk out of the shop and it's covered with a bandage.
The risks that come with tattoos are not only health issues, but can also influence someone's career, because not everyone approves of body art. Just this year in London, the head of Metropolitan Police has banned officers and staff from getting visible tattoos because they damage the professional image of the force. Lawyer Chen Haozhu says there are legal risks for those with tattoos.
Actually, in the past 10 or 20 years, there are many litigations, many legal cases relating to this kind of tattoo discrimination, where an employee got fired because of his tattoo.
It's about freedom of expression, and it shows individuality. There's no harm in getting a tattoo. I think everybody should be able to.
Many employers have a very strong bias against the tattoo.
I believe it's not fair.
If you choose to display a visible tattoo, if you are a professional service provider, like a lawyer, basically you need to take this risk. It may negatively impact your career.
But what's considered visible?
The tattoo cannot hide behind your shirts or suits when you are working.
I disagree that having a large tattoo should disqualify you from having a job.
People should be able to get tattooed if they want to.
Getting a tattoo should be legal everywhere in the world.
There's no such thing as illegal or legal. I would say if the employer already offers sort of a compromise, accommodation, that you can keep it, but you need to cover it. Then
it really depends on the individual and the job that you have. If you're getting naked ladies all over you, or demons or something, with the devil, stuff that's blood and guts, of course you have to pick something that's suitable for people to see and that will express the company you work for.
Tattoos are art, a culture even. You could decide what to put on your body.
After this commercial break, one of our own hosts, Sabrina, takes a visit to a tattoo shop. Will she get one? We showed you how the artists feel about tattoos in workplace, and even talked to a lawyer about the legalities of having a tattoo on the job. Now, our co-host, Sabrina, will get one of her own. If you want a tattoo, Sabrina will show you what you need to know from her own experience. First, choose the place where you want to put it.
There's 5 needles in this one.
Relax and take a deep breath to help prepare for your tattoo.
Okay, ready? Yep.
It feels just like a cat scratch. Here's a tip. Eat some food before tattooing, or you may not make it.
I feel headache.
You do? You want to stop for a minute again?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Will feel uncomfortable. You'd better take a break, then continue. During the break, Sabrina said,
If you have a tattoo, no matter the size, you have to cover it by makeup if you want to walk on TV. I will never ever let anyone know I have a tattoo. That will reduce your opportunity in your job.
okay. When it's done, make sure it's clean, dry, and thinly apply your ornament.
You want to leave the bandage on for at least 3 hours.
Okay.
But if you happen to fall asleep before, then you could just leave it on while you sleep. But you want to leave it on for at least 3.
With this bandage? Really?
Tattoos are less acceptable in China than they are here in the West. But for Sabrina,
I love this body arts, even though I am worried about my job in the future. But this is not big and easy to cover.
besides, the most important thing is
You should get tattooed by a professional.
So make sure you go to a licensed artist. They have been educated and tested.
People get tattoos for different reasons.
Sometimes like you're helping people feel better about themselves, like
Life change.
Improve people's lives.
It is really important for them.
make them happy.
I'm part of that.
Try to do as good a job as you can.
The tattoo becomes more meaningful than just something aesthetic on your body.
There's always a story behind a tattoo, and you can't ignore how it may affect your future health and career.
We've seen how the art of Feng Shui can improve our lives, how trash can be beautiful, and the risk that come with body arts. Thanks for watching. Bye!